peace, peace. I mean, I know you haven't seen me in a little while. It is Ramadan, is it's the month of fasting for the Muslims. So I'm fasting. I'm also trying to like stay away from like social media. I mean, I'll be on social media, but I try to guard my vision. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of, the little twerking, the OnlyFans, the negativity, the ignorant stuff on Instagram and stuff like that. So I try to stay away from that. But I was doing my daily readings and I came across certain things. So I just wanted to like briefly talk to you about these things, right? So one of the things that I read was many of the people of the scripture wish that they can turn you away as disbelievers after you have believed, out of envy from their own selves, even after the truth has become manifest to them. But forgive them and overlook until Allah brings his commands. Verily, Allah is able to do all things. Another thing I wanted to read, it says, never will the Jews and the Christians be pleased with you till you follow their religion. It says, verily, the guidance of Allah is the only guidance. And if you were to follow their desires after what you have received of knowledge, then you will have against Allah neither a protector nor a helper. So I wanted to say that because a lot of times when you don't believe what another person believes, like people come into your life and, they try to have like peaceful debates or they try to have like peaceful arguments and stuff like that. Hold on, I feel like the mirror is smudged. So I want to kind of like clean it. But yeah, a lot of people will come into your life. So what's good? What's good? A lot of people will come into your life and they act like they got your best interest. Or they act like, yeah, make sure you like the video. So a lot of people will come into your life, right? And they act like they just want to talk, they just want to have a debate, they just want to like share mutual ideas. But in reality, what they really trying to do is they trying to convince you about something. They trying to change your mind about something. They're trying to make you accept their views or make you accept their agenda or make you accept their mission. And I think this is like what I want to get to, because there's a lot of people out here, right? They will ask you for your money. They will sit up here and they will sell you a dream and they'll sell you some propaganda. And they have, even some of these companies, right? Some of these organizations, they have beautiful mission statements. They have beautiful rhetoric that they preach to you. You even some of your friends, right? Even some of your homies, they say certain things. They claim they got your best interest. They always trying to put you on to something. They always trying to let you know, like, yo, so and so was saying such and such about you. So and so was telling me, But what people don't realize is like, why is people so comfortable telling you about me? Why is people so comfortable talk to you about me? So like I said, a lot of times these are the people you gotta watch because it's like somebody is comfortable telling you about me and they probably know you're gonna tell me. It's like this, right? If I have a best friend and somebody tell my best friend some bad news or some gossip or some whatever ill fortunes about me, it's like, what are you really trying to do, right? Because you're telling my best friend about me, like you knew he was going to come back to me. But then also sometimes you got to question your best friend. Why would somebody tell your best friend knowing that your best friend going to come tell you? So I don't know, man. But the whole thing is this, man. It's like, be weary of people who come in the name of they just trying to help you. This is why I don't really be trusting Forex, right? Because they always with we just want to help you. Like, nobody just want to help you. Like, the world just doesn't work like that, right? Where everybody's just trying to help everybody get rich and everybody make money and everybody move on and everybody live a happily life, right? Like, it just doesn't work like that, unfortunately. So I just want to tell y'all, man, like, some people, beware of the poet. Some people come with a dazzling speech. Some people come with these words that when you hear them, they sound good. And it's funny because this person mentioned, she said all prophets are false, actually. And maybe she's a woman that doesn't believe in God, but I believe in God. And it's funny because a lot of the times the people that don't believe in God, they make statements like, well, if there's a God, how do you know there's a God? Did you see him? How do you know there's a God? Nobody ever seen them. Or they'll make comments, how do you know there's a heaven or a hell? When nobody came back to say that there was, right? Or there wasn't. But if you really think about it, the same argument that they use to tell you, how do you know there's a heaven and a hell? Because nobody's seen it, could be used against them. If nobody's seen it and nobody came back to talk about it, how are you so sure that it doesn't exist? You see what I'm saying? How are you so sure that there's not a heaven and a hell because nobody witnessed it and came back to tell us? And in that same token, somebody could use that against you and say, well, if nobody's seen it and nobody narrated and told us, how can you say that it doesn't exist? But you see, this is the thing. These are the same people that I'm telling you, beware of certain people. Because they sound good. They sound like they educated. They sound like what they saying makes sense. But when you really break it down, when you really get to it, it's like, yo, you're not even saying nothing. And all you did was dazzle me and trick me. And you know what? One thing I realized, these false prophets, it's easy for them to trick. You know who they trick and they manipulate? The people who don't know better. The people who don't have enough knowledge about their religion or enough knowledge about whatever it is that they're living upon, right? Whatever it is that they're saying their way of life is. The people who don't have enough knowledge about that information and what it entails, these are the people who get deceived. These are the people who get tricked. These are the people who get tricked out of their money, who get hustled, hoodwinked, bamboozled, right? So I just wanted to say that, man, beware of the people who come with one face and have another one. You know, just beware of those folks. Beware of the people you give your money to. A lot of people gonna come on these platforms ask you for your money, sell you merchandise that's never gonna make it to you. You know, and it don't even have to be about that, right? It don't even have to be about religion. It could just be on some regular, on your day-to-day basis. Somebody trying to feed you something, somebody trying to change your mind, because we all got different philosophies that we believe in, right? So it was just something that I just thought about. I was just reading, and it just came to my mind how like a lot of people just come and they come as frauds, they come as false prophets, they come as they have your best interest, they really care about you, but they really don't. So I just want y'all to be mindful. This is a very short live. It's nothing long, nothing crazy. But I just want y'all to be mindful of your surroundings. And I always make videos like, be mindful of who you let in your circle. And not just that, just be mindful who you watching, who you paying attention to, right? Who you giving a lot of your time on these platforms, on IG. Be mindful. Be mindful who you watch a lot, because when you constantly watch somebody, when you constantly listen to the stuff that they say, that stuff starts to seep into your brain. It's like kids. We you know, our brains are like sponges. The more we listen to certain type of music, the more we watch certain things, the more we witness certain things taking place, it starts to seep into our brain, and then we start reproducing it. It's like a song. You ever listen to a song and you know, like it might be trash, especially in music. You know, facts. You ever listen to a song and it's whack, but somebody keep playing it, playing it, and next thing you know, the words are stuck in your head. Next thing you know, you like this, singing the lyrics. You like, yeah, and it's whack, and you and you know it's whack, but you sitting there like this. They kept playing it so much that now you just like. It's also like in psychology. What's good. It's also like in psychology. They call it the mere exposure effect. You ever met somebody? I don't know if anybody could witness. I'm attest to this, but you ever met somebody that was ugly and they liked you, or they was hitting on you, and you know they was ugly, and you was just like, yo, make sure y'all like the video, and you know they was ugly, and you told them like, yo, I don't want to be with you, I don't want to talk to you. But then, like, because you always around them, or you always going to work, or you always in the presence, they start to look cute to you. You start to be like, you know what, you are a little cute. Or you start saying like, you know what, you got a nice attitude. You know, you're a little funny. You start liking them. And they call this the mere exposure effect. Meaning like the more you're used to somebody, or the more you're in the presence, the more you're seeing somebody, you start to change your perception about them, right? So I forgot where I was even going with this. But the point is, I was just saying, like, be mindful of the things that you feed your brain. My Ramadan is good, brother. It just started. It's the second day. You know, I'm just trying to be positive. I'm trying to like change my whole outlook on certain things. I'm trying to like stop hanging out with certain people. I'm starting to just change my ways. You know, sometimes we veer off the positive track or the right path. It's easy to veer off when we got negative people around us or when we got people who don't want to better themselves. And like I said, I guess this is where I was going. When you have people around you, when you have constant people around you that are just not doing better for themselves, or just don't want better, or just don't know better, or are just doing negative things around you, it's easy to seep into that. That's why like I don't like certain people around my energy. I don't like pessimistic people around me. I don't like sad people that are sad all the time. It's okay to be sad, but like I don't like just being around people that are sad all the time, are always listening to sad music, or always just have negative vibe to them, like because that seeps off. And I don't want to have negative vibe. I don't want to have negative thoughts. I don't want to feel a certain way. So I keep those people away from me. So Ramadan is helping me. What's good? What's good? What's good? So Ramadan is helping me ground myself. It's helping me kind of like get grounded, think about myself, think about the people who I've been associating with me, think about the people who I've been letting into my circle. You can't let just anybody come into your circle. You know, it's the same thing. Like you shouldn't just let any woman come into your circle. You shouldn't just be with any woman. You shouldn't just let any dude come into your circle and be cool with you and get access to your space. You know, don't take that for granted. Sometimes we let some detrimental people come into our space and they ruin everything that we got going for us. Sometimes we tell the wrong person our plans, our ideas, our future, and it ruins everything for us. I'm telling you, don't do it. So I'm just trying to reground myself this Ramadan. I'm trying to like read more of my Qur'an, and I'm coming across certain verses and certain things that just remind me to stay grounded, stay positive, and do not lose track of my vision and my mission. You know, so that's what I'm doing. Hopefully, I like this little brief message. It's not gonna be a crazy long live. I just wanted to follow up with y'all. I just wanted to check y'all. You know, like I probably won't be doing a lot of like the story times. You know, I curse a lot, so I'm trying not to curse and stuff like that. So yeah, you got to keep your goals to yourself. You got to keep your vision and your mission to yourself. A lot of times, it's a lot of hating that goes on in our communities. It's a lot of like parasites, you know, that are just trying to like suck the blood out of you. It's a lot of leeches. Peace and blessings. It's a lot of people who don't want to see you do good. And I guess this was like the whole thing about the false prophets, right? Like they come and with a certain mask on, they come with a certain message, they come with a certain image, they come in the name of the good Lord sometimes. Sometimes they just come in the I'm a real N-word. I'm a real ninja, you know? So sometimes they do that, right? They come with different faces. And I just want y'all to be aware of the people who you let into your circle or who you support, because sometimes you might be supporting somebody who really does not have your best interest or the best interest of the community. And I think that when we support certain people, like for example, think about this. How many people's stuff have we shared that later on we found out they was doing some harm in the community, or maybe they was raping people, or maybe they was kidnapping people, maybe they was hustling people, they was scamming them. How many times we do that, right? How many times we support people, we share people's stuff. Excuse me. Oh, whoa. How many times we share people's stuff, right? Like a lot of times we get into like we don't realize that just by sharing somebody's stuff is support. You know, like you share it. And sometimes we only share things because it's like, yo, this dude said something mad crazy. Like, yo, let me just share this. But when you share that, another person might share it. It gets exposure. Now it's in the minds of people. So sometimes it's best not to share somebody's stuff. And I'm not telling you who stuff not to share, right? I'm just telling you that like you have to for your, you know what I'm saying? You have a duty. What happened? You can't find anyone positive, do you, man? I just want y'all to be mindful of like who you supporting and how you might be supporting somebody that's detrimental to the community or to yourself and stuff like that. Because sometimes the person that you help get up is the person that squash you, right? Or the person that does something to you. So you just got to be mindful of that too. Somebody asked a question. They said, what happens when you can't find anyone positive to be around? Brother, if there's nobody positive in your neighborhood, then you got to go to a different neighborhood. You gotta migrate. That's something that I did. You know, like when there's no positivity around you, then you gotta go find it. You gotta go seek it. You know, like and that's a mindset that we should have. A lot of times we don't. A lot of times we just be like, we cool with the, you know what, that's part of his environment. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man. No, because your environment would tear you down. Your environment would not. So a lot of people, you know how many people have good dreams? You know how many people have dreams and aspirations, but because they are in a certain environment, they can't achieve those dreams. So you gotta get up out of there. You gotta get up out the bird cage. A bird not gonna learn how to fly if he stay in the nest. Eventually, you gotta jump out the nest and see if it works. If it don't, it might not work. It might work, but you have to take that risk. And I think like life is about taking risk. When you invest in something, when you go to business route, when you go to school, think about it. You might go to school and you might never get that job you thought you was gonna get. You might never make that salary that you thought you was gonna make, but you took that risk. You know, when you invest, you take that risk. You might not get the same return that somebody else got. You might invest in the wrong stock, but you take that risk. And it's the same thing. You got to change your environment. And changing your environment is not just physical, it's also mentally. A lot of people move out the hood and they still got a hood mentality. They still trying to get over on people. They still trying to rob somebody. They still trying to do certain things. So, you know, changing your environment is changing the environment up here. And you're not going to be, and I always stress changing your philosophy. If you've been reading garbage books, read some different books. If you've been listening to the same genre of music, change the genre of music. Listen to some positive stuff. I don't know, but we have to change our philosophies in order to like change our actions. And that's what I gotta say about, if ain't nobody around you that's positive, if ain't nobody in your family that's positive, find new friends, bro. It's not hard, bro. It's you just gotta be open minded and go to different places. And I'm telling you, you're gonna have a whole different outlook on life. Trust me, I've done it. I've done it. I went from just hanging out in the hood with closed-minded people who just want to get drunk, who just want to do ignorant things, who just want to sleep around, who just want to like they mind is just stuck on the same thing. Make sure y'all like the video. I've been around people whose mind who they couldn't grasp the vision that I had. They couldn't see a bigger picture. They couldn't understand the picture that I had, right? So, you know what I had to do? I had to go hang out in different places. You know, I had to go meet with different people who understood the vision. It's just like this. Think about this. If you speak a certain language, are you going to constantly hang around people who don't understand you? Are you constantly going to hang around people who can't interpret your language and what you're saying? No. Eventually, you're going to go find people who speak your language, who understand you. And it's the same thing with vision. When people do not have the vision that you have, when people do not have the understanding that you have, it's not your duty or your job to sit here and fight with them to get it, to understand it, to teach them the language, to teach them what the picture means. It's not your job. It's not your duty. Your duty is to yourself and your family. And a lot of times, don't kill yourself if they don't get it. Sometimes you just gotta go. You just gotta move on. You gotta be around with the people who love you. You gotta be around, and sometimes that's not family. So I'm telling you, you'll meet some people out here, man, that are beautiful, that will treat you better than the people who you grew up with in the sandbox. I witnessed it. I witnessed people give me their last that didn't know me. I witnessed people look out for me that didn't really fully know me, knew me for months. So that's all. I don't want to, I don't want to drag this out. Make sure y'all stay blessed out there. Make sure y'all stay safe. The life gonna be safe anyway. But I'm gonna keep reflecting with y'all. I'm gonna keep giving y'all some jewels. I'm gonna keep, dropping some daily reminders. And we here, man. So in the hope we trust, you're ready. So in the hope we trust, on that note, y'all take care, y'all be safe. And I can't stress this enough. Be safe out here. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on out here in the streets. And if you got kids, cherish your kids. Love them. Be in their life to the best of your abilities. And y'all stay up, man. And y'all be safe this summer. It's crazy. Well, but on that note, peace. Y'all have a good one.